Diane and Denmark here, whoops, and happy Monday morning. You know me, I love a Monday morning, always feels like a fresh start. And today isn't just any old Monday morning. My son, who is in third year, the final year of high school, he is off to school this morning. So a few changes for the lockdown here in Denmark. I won't go into them today. I'll make a video about that tomorrow, also because I had a walk in the city on Saturday morning. Very surreal experience. I haven't been in the city since the lockdown began, which is what, 5 weeks ago, five and a half weeks. Anyway, all that is coming tomorrow. So things are changing here, but nothing else is changing. We're just putting one pom-pom in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, and you know, carry on as best we can. We may be still be under lockdown, but we're not shut down completely. So what's going on today? We are back in Flylady Zone, Flylady Zone 4, which, as you all know by now, is the master bedroom. And if you are lucky enough to have one of those walk-in closets, in Europe we generally just have, you know, a wardrobe, something like that, or a chest of drawers. And if you've got a wee bathroom leading off from your bedroom, you know, an ensuite bathroom, that's the zone. Anyway, I'm going to be checking with you today because I've got two things. I'll tell you what the Flylady missions are. And the missions this week are all decluttering missions. And before we get started, you know what I'm going to say. Let me just put down my pom-pom so I'm not kind of making so much noise. Do not do any detailed cleaning in the zones unless you've done the basics. What are the basics? I can't hear you. What are the basics? Yeah, make sure you've got your morning routine done, you know, that you are dressed, fed and watered, you know, like the animals. And make sure you've had your breakfast, that you're kind of ready to go. Have you done a lull, a load of laundry? My lull is on its final spin and we'll be hanging out in the garden today. Woohoo! Great weather here. So make sure you've done your morning routine and your evening routine. After that, you add in your weekly home blessing hour, you know, just the weekly upkeep clean. And if you're kind of feeling good with that and got that kind of under your belt and being consistent with it, remember, consistency is what's going to change things here, not just kind of jumping into the Flylady system, doing it for 2 weeks all out and then saying, oh well, that's enough, and then thinking, oh, it didn't work, because you haven't been consistent with it. You've got to be consistent, otherwise obviously it's not going to work. And once you've done that, then you can get into the zone stuff. So I'll tell you what the zone cleaning, they're actually all decluttering missions this week. And also I'm going to do a spot of decluttering, because I have this box of things that's in the top of my wardrobe. It's items that I wasn't sure about whether to hold on to, and seasonal stuff. So anyway, let me just grab the missions for the week and we shall get started. And if you haven't already done it, you go and get, you know, your morning routine done, or listen to me while you're doing it, or grab some laundry if you've got a big pile of laundry to fold. So let me just grab the missions. And when you're doing any of these missions, remember, please set a timer before you start. I've got an extra timer in my little cleaning caddy, and I've told you before, I just leave the cleaning caddy in the zone so that if I've got 5 or 10 minutes when I get up in the morning, or maybe if I've had a nap in the afternoon, or before I go to bed, I can just do something quickly here. But remember, set the timer. So the first mission for this week, should you accept it, is to go under the bed, see what you've got underneath the bed. And remember, with all these missions, we're just looking at, is it an item that we need to hold on to? Does it need to go into the recycling? If you are going to hold on to it, make sure it's got a home to go to. You know, you've got to have places for these things to live. And otherwise it's going to be a giveaway item. And make life easy for yourself. You know, make sure, I keep some bags in my little cleaning caddy, so if I spot anything that doesn't belong in the area, or if I'm going to be passing it on to somebody else, that I'm kind of ready to deal with it, instead of just, you know, sometimes you kind of put things on the side and say, oh yeah, I'm not going to keep that, and then it kind of just starts piling up in other places. Anyway, underneath the bed, the top of the bed, I've never had that problem of you know, getting into bed and there being stuff on the top of the bed, like laundry or stuff. But if that's the case for you, deal with it. Third mission for this week is to look on the, I think it was the left-hand side of the bed. You know, go through what's in your little bedside cabinet. You've seen mine before. I'll show you mine in a wee minute. And then the fourth mission will be the other side of the bed. So in my case, that'll be hubby's side of the bed. He deals with his own stuff. I'm not his mother. And fifth mission for this week is the end of the bed. You know, if you've got some kind of commode or some you know, little chair or something at the end of the bed. Obviously, we don't have space in our bedroom. But if you've got something like that, think about that. Or if you don't have one of those things at the end of the bed, what about the chair? You know, do you have a chair in your bedroom that is piled up with stuff? You know, and as I've said before, when I take off something, a case in point, when I take off a piece of clothing, I'll show you what I was wearing yesterday. Let me just grab it. This is a little top that you've seen before. If I'm not wearing it like next to the skin, I had a little white short sleeve sweater on underneath. Once I've worn it in the evening, when I take it off, I put it on a hanger, and this is going to be hung outside today to air, and then I can wear it again. I don't wash after one wear because not good for the environment and not good for your clothes. I mean, I've had this for several years and it still looks nice. So just think about that. Why are you throwing it on the chair? Are you throwing it on the chair because you're not making the decision? You've got to make a decision. If it's dirty, put it in the laundry basket. If it can be aired, get it hung on a hanger and get it aired, or beside a window if you can't get it outside. Or, you know, is it something that needs repaired? Get that done this week. Don't, you know, I've said before, all these kind of piles that you have, they're piles of procrastination. You've got to make a decision on things. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to make a decision on those things that you saw in the box. And as I said to you, these are kind of seasonal items, and I've discovered something, you know, I love addressing your truth system. You know, I've got my wee cards to help me, you know, so I'm wearing my best colours that support me, and there's the wee pattern cards as well, so you know for the different types. And I've noticed that, you know, before I would have to do a kind of big swap over between seasons, like I would have winter season and my summer season clothes. I don't need to do that anymore because my clothes, I can wear them all year round, because I enjoy them all year round. And in Denmark, we layer a lot because we have 4 very distinct seasons. And sometimes we kind of miss a season per year. So sometimes I'm not wearing like my really heavy sweaters. Like this year, it's been a mild winter, so I haven't had to use those so much. But generally speaking, I don't have to switch over the wardrobe because as I said, I can wear my things mix and match all year round. Everything mixes and matches. With, though, a few exceptions. Obviously, as you're going to see here, I'm not going to be strolling around the centre of Copenhagen in a beach dress. And likewise, I'm not going to wear my really, really heavy sweaters with big turtlenecks or not turtlenecks, what do you call them? I can't remember my English this morning. Hold on, it'll come to me. Polo necks. You know, if I've got a really big polo neck jumper, obviously I'm not going to be wearing that, you know, in the spring season. So I've got a few things in here, and these were things that I've kind of spotted in my wardrobe. And I don't have things anywhere else now. I used to have bags and bags of stuff in the basement. All gone now. All my clothes are contained here in the bedroom. You've seen my wardrobe before. So this is just a box that I've kept on the top shelf, and anything that I wasn't sure about or wasn't for the season, it's in here. So let's have a wee look in. I'm not sure that I'm going to find anything to give away, but we shall wait and see. I've got a bag ready anyway, just in case. Hold on, let me just get the bag ready. And I keep a bag also in the bottom of my wardrobe. So if I find anything as I'm going along, like, I don't know, jewellery or hair care products that we're not enjoying, I put them in the bag and then they go to our clothes swap parties. So anyway, let's dive in. Hold on. Okay, I just closed the window. It's Monday, which means the street sweeper is out. It's just going past. keeps things nice and clean. Right, a kimono top. I'll hold on to this. This is a very summery item. Got this one in a Swedish charity shop for, I think it was 15 Swedish krona. Right, so that's a keeper. This is a kind of winter shirt. It belonged to my daughter, and I've now decided I'm not keeping it. I like white and navy, but sometimes I find the pattern is a bit too much, and I wouldn't use that on it. I'm a type 1-4, and I like kind of high contrast, and I think the problem is it's too kind of mixed, this one, so I would only be wearing it underneath a sweater to kind of break up. So this one can go. This is a neon kind of orangey pink for the summer. It's quite sheer, like this top that I'm wearing today. This one is actually on probation. This is a sheer top that Vibeke, my bestie Vibeke, she found at a public clothes swap. So it's kind of on probation. It's very sheer, so I'm wearing a little camisole top underneath it. I'm not sure if I'll hold on to it, but we shall see. It's on probation at the moment. Right, this is a blouse that I've worn several times. Now, I got this one at a clothes swap party 3 years ago, but it's really T3 colours, and it actually belongs to my friend Sue, who's a T3, and actually I'll see if she wants it back. It's her birthday at the end of the week, so I'll be kind of seeing her maybe in her garden. I'm going around to say hello, you know, obviously at a distance. So I'll see if she maybe wants this one back again. That's going. And then I've got a polo neck that I picked up at another one of our public clothes swaps. This was obviously before we went into lockdown. And I quite like it, but I find that it's an acrylic one, and it just makes my hair kind of stand on end. So that's going to be a giveaway. It is quite nice, and it's white, but I've got plenty of other ones that I like. Now this is, what do you call it, a kind of soft cardigan, and I've actually got two versions of this cardigan. I've got a short one, which goes to just about there, and I've got this longer one, and I used to wear it with a belt, but I've realised it's too kind of floppy, and I've got other ones in this style. I think actually I was wearing it in last week's video. I've got one which is more crisp, which I was wearing with a belt. So this one can now go. And it's just all a case of, you know, finding out what feels good on you, what doesn't feel good on you. Right, hold on, these are obviously winter things. Okay, I've got a grey polo neck, and I used to love grey, but I can see now it is a kind of dull colour. So the grey one is going. This one, I'll hold on to it. It's a light, a very light beige colour. I may need this next winter. Hold on, that's to go pile, that's stain pile. And another one, another polo neck. As I said to you, this winter I haven't really needed them because it was very, very mild winter. I've got a purple polo neck, which I've had for years. I'm going to hold on to that. And it's funny because quite often when if you know the Dress in Your Truth thing, or only know a bit about it, you might think, oh, you know, dark colours there for some. We actually have a lot of dark tints as T1s. Hold on, I'll just show you the card. So you can see that we can actually go quite dark, you know, with we've got navy, and also another colour that I really like is teal, as long as it's got a kind of lightness to it. So those I'm going to keep. And then I've got a couple of shirts, checked shirts. Now I do like gingham. Here we are, let me just show you. Now these, you can see they're actually both navy. It may look black and white, but it's actually navy. But you can see the difference, that's a kind of royal blue, and the other one is more of a dark navy. And actually I'm going to hold on to this one because I really like the fresh white and blue. It reminds me of my old school uniform. I used to go to school at Leith Academy in Edinburgh and Leith. And our uniform was blue and white, and when I started we had the little berets, and we had white and blue little dresses, and so it kind of reminds me of that. So I'm going to hold on to this one, which you can see also is nice with the yellow, but I'm going to give this one away. It's a darker one. So there we go. Now just to show you the difference, because they're both blue, but this one I'm not going to use. So I'll be wearing that one soon. It's actually really nice with maybe my red jeans or my yellow jeans and tying a wee knot at the front, all kind of jaunty style. Okay, this is one of my favourite summer tops. Again, a nice T1 kind of aqua teal colour. Excuse me, we've got terrible pollen at the moment. The pollen that we have, the pollen season that's we just had, I think it was elm, and now it's birch, and the family are allergic to birch season. Okay, I've got a pair of yellow shorts, and I think I've told you before, I have very few pairs of shorts. I have a pair of yellow shorts and pairs of white shorts and navy blue, but I much prefer dresses. I love dresses in the summer. Okay, I'm just going through some summer tops. This is a really nice summer top that I like as well. Very nice and light. Oh, and another one. Now, this one as well, I've had it for years and years and years, and I often wear it with another yellow cardigan that I've got in the summer. Not long now, hopefully. And then a blue top, and I haven't really worn this so much, but it's got a kind of open back, and it's got that kind of tropical vibe. I'm going to hold on to it for a while. If I don't really use it this year, I've got other nice things. This one I love, but again, it's not something that I wear in the in the winter season. It's very, very sheer, but it's got an inbuilt white top in it. This is one of my Zara ones. It's got the kind of floaty sleeves. That's really pretty on in the summer when it's super hot here. And you're thinking, what is super hot? For us, super hot is like 25 degrees. But some days, sometimes we can get into the 30s, 35. We had a heat wave like from May to September, not last year, but the year before. Okay, and here I've got some old dresses. And this one, I don't know if you can see the colour there, it's chocolate brown, and I've had this dress, I know how long I've had this dress, not exactly, but I remember my friend Hannah, who turned 50 last year. Do you remember I went to her party? I was wearing a polka dot thing, and it was 50s style, and I had my hair in rollers with a hairnet, looking like I was just getting ready for a party. Do you remember that party? Anyway, and I wore it. I remember wearing this dress to her 40th birthday, and I'd already had it for a while. So this dress is like 11, 12, 13 years old. It's chocolate brown. See there? And the reason I don't wear it very often is because it's quite narrow at the bottom, and it's not practical. I've told you this before, when we go to parties in Denmark, we're on our bikes. So that's why I like to have kind of A-line skirts. Also, they suit my figure better. But I do like this one, so I'm going to hang on to it. And it also has that dramatic collar that I like. Was it last week? It must have been last week that I was going through all my jackets and spring coats. And I said to you, I really love that kind of drama going on here. I have a small bust, so I like to have things that come up here and show off. I've got quite good arms and shoulders. And I like that kind of, I can do, like a big dramatic collar. Obviously, if you are very well endowed, you're the opposite. You'll go for scoop necks. I never like scoop necks. That's why I always like things that come up here, or a wee bit of a ruffle here, or a big statement necklace. But this is why I've held on to this one for probably 12, 13 years, and it's a Zara. Zara is one of my favourite brands. Okay, I've got a couple, and then I shall move on quickly to something else. Okay, this is a real trip down memory lane. Now these are summer things that I've had also for years. Now this is one that I always used to use as a beach cover-up. And the colours aren't great for me, but I tell you why I'm holding on to it. I'm thinking that I'm going to make one myself this year. It's basically just 2 bits of material, and you've got the channel here at the top, and then a tie that goes through, and then you tie it in a big, hold on, let me see if I can just show you, tie it in a big bow here. And it's really good if I've been, you know, if I'm on holiday like in the south of France or in Greece or somewhere really warm where I've been swimming. I can just throw it on and then you're not kind of showing wet patches because it's voluminous. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that idea and make something for myself, because I do have some, I think I've got some pieces of material. I'll ask V because she's probably got plenty of stuff that she's not using. And this is a crossover dress that I've had like for years. I mean, it must be 25 years. It's an H&M one, but it's all kind of pulled out of shape. So I think it's finally time to say goodbye to that one. But it was fun at the time. And one more, and then yoo-hoo, I'm finished with my box. This is also another one which I've had for years and years, and I bought it when I was working at the Court of Justice in Luxembourg, and we're visiting some friends in Strasbourg, and in Strasbourg, you know, where the European Parliament is, and this, I mean, we're going back again like 25 years, maybe 30 years. There was a Lord Ashley shop in Strasbourg at the time. Anybody who's living in Strasbourg, you can tell me if it's still there. And I bought this dress and I had it, and it went it's really nipped in at the waist, and it comes out in this big dirndl skirt. And I wore it a lot in the summer. It's got a fabric belt that goes with it. And it was really nice with like a blue jacket or a red jacket for working at the Court of Justice. At the Court of Justice, you know, I always wore a little suit, kind of Chanel style suit or a dress. And then when we moved here, I realised I wasn't using it so much, so then chopped off to make it just underneath the knee. And I still have it today, but actually looking at it now, I'm not quite so attracted. I think it's the green colour is a bit off, and I've got many other dresses newer ones that I love and wear. I mean, you'll see me wearing my summer dresses as we move through the next few weeks. So anyway, I think that one is to say thank you for the memories, but it's time to let go. So anyway, let me just see how many things I've got. We've got a dress and another dress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, actually I got quite a lot of things there. So I shall fold those nicely or see if anything needs laundered, and then those will be going to our next clothes swap party. I don't know when that will be, we'll see. And hold on. As I've told you before, if you've already made up one of these home management binders, control journal, whatever you want to call it, if you need help with that, it's on the Flylady Refresher course. If you click here, the playlist should turn up. I have my cleaning lesson here for the zone. I also use the zones for remembering, you know, when I'm doing my shopping, like in zone 3, do you need to stock up with toilet paper, shampoo, things like that. When you're in zone 2 in the kitchen, do you need to stock up with things like washing up liquid, coffee, lunch paper, and anything like that. And I also use it for gardening zones and also for my Pampers. So, you know, it just keeps us kind of on track, and it gives us a wee bit of focus with things, especially right now if you're needing to have a wee bit of more focus. And I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing just for my little extra missions this week. Washing my makeup brushes, sharpening my eye pencils. It's always nice to do that. Makes things feel a bit fresh. Cleaning off my eyelash things, or what do you call it? Eyelash. Oh, forgetting all my English this morning, sorry. And I've changed over my colours, you know, of my Dressing Your Truth eyeshadows, so I'm trying a few different ones this month. And the other thing is, when I do my Pamper in Zone 4, I always like to get to bed early. Hold on, let me just show you what's in my little cabinet. We have these roll-away bedside cabinets, and in here I'll just give a quick dust off today and have a wee look and see what there is. But I keep my charger for my telephone, I charge during the night. I have my lotions and potions and things for putting on my feet for a wee pamper, and my secret stash of chocolate. And when we're in Zone 4, I like to think, oh, you know, how am I going to pamper myself? So, you know, I put on some lotion or something on my feet. I'll get to bed with a book. I've also gotten here, this is where we keep things like all the nail varnishes and things for, you know, having maybe doing a nice bath, pedicure or a manicure. And I was going to tell you what I've been reading at the moment, because we haven't done that for a wee while. I listened to this one, hold on, let's see if you can see that, Lisa Evans' Old Baggage. I listened to that one. It was an audiobook, and I quite enjoyed that. It's about a suffragette. That one, and then another one that I finished recently. Hold on, let's see if I can just go back there. Was by Lucy Foley. Now, I had read The Hunting Party. Let's see if I can get that one up. There we are. This one was called The Guest List. I didn't enjoy that one as much as I enjoyed the Hunting Party, but it was a quick read. I didn't like any of the characters, and I think that's why I didn't enjoy it so much. And the one that I'm reading right now is called A Dream of Death by Connie Berry. Oh, hold on. Let's see if I can get into the Dream of Death by Corey Benny. Connie Berry, yeah. And it's a kind of cosy crime that takes place in Scotland, and sometimes I'm kind of, you know, I'm going to enjoy this because I think she's American, the author, and sometimes, you know, if you see a cosy crime that's set in Scotland, it's called some like Plaid and something. That is always, and I really don't like it, because in Scotland we call it tartan, we would never call it plaid, so it's kind of false advertising for the book. Anyway, I'm quite enjoying A Dream of Death at the moment. So just a wee encouragement to maybe pamper yourself this week, get to bed early. If you've got some hand cream that you haven't been using, why aren't you using? I mean, you know, today's a special occasion, use your jewellery, you know, wear your clothes, because, you know, if you're not going to use it now, when are you going to use it? So anyway, on that note, gosh, we've been talking a long time today, but I hope you enjoyed our wee chat and a wee trip down memory lane with the clothes. And I'll check in with you tomorrow about the latest on the lockdown in Denmark, and we'll have a wee wander around very spooky and surreal Copenhagen. Okay, live long and prosper. May the Danish hoodie be with you. And where are my pom-poms? Hold on. Got them. Okay, so I'm going to send you off in your merry way on this merry Monday, and all I've got left to say is rah, rah, rah. Okay, see you soon.